Oh, I had something. Oh, yeah. So Josiah,
this is all staying in.
no,
The coughing, the
Josiah, I gotta say,
hello.
I'm a little upset with you this week.
Uh-oh.
Because usually we're pretty good at avoiding, big dates for each other. Like, you're generally fairly accommodating. Like, if you've got, some memer that you want to hang out with, or, you've got like a bike courier, which is generally, I think I'm pretty good at like accommodating you. And you insisted that we record tonight. And
It's
of
Earth
course,
Day?
people, no, well, yeah, who gives a shit, man? Earth is over. This shit is done. But the other day that it is today.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Josiah,
I'm so sorry. I feel
Yeah.
guilty about this, actually, because I also really care about this special day that
So-
we are recording on.
So we are recording, for some reason, of all the days this week, we are recording on Canadian Film Day. And I'm missing, I am literally...
National Canadian Film Day.
So whoever organizes Canadian Film Day, which I guess is just like Canada, I do
Justin
not
Trudeau.
know. Yeah, it's Trudeau. There is like a live stream happening tonight.
And you wish you were watching that, is what you're saying.
I wish like you were accommodating this weekend when we did the sort of
You watched
ritualistic Saturday live stream. We did it 2 hours early so that I could watch the Illuminati celebrity.
The thing about you is that, like, I mean, definitely there's some interesting content happening right now that's never happened before, for sure. But you're getting, like, lured in by the lowest rung content. Like, you're just like, hang on, Don McKellar and Adam McGoyan are going to be chatting on the live stream.
But here's the thing. That is literally what it is. So there's the big promoted live stream that is a part of Canadian Film Day.
It's called National Canadian Film Day. But the hashtag is Can Film Day. It's very confusing. Truthfully, I've spent a lot of my day trying to understand this entire thing.
How did it go?
Pretty good.
Oh, nice. So there's this big live event, and it's like Ethan Hawke for some reason.
Is he Canadian?
No, I don't think Ethan Hawke is Canadian.
I honestly hate him so much, except for First Reformed.
No one hates
Only
Ethan
time
Hawke.
he's been good ever.
Controversial take.
Why are you trying to turn this into a CanCon pod?
All I'm saying is Don McKellar is literally one of the 4 people doing this really sick stream, and I thought I could tune in. Maybe I could, if there was a chat going on, I could kind of see if he was down to be in the pod. But instead, I'm here talking to you I always do,
baby.
Yeah,
Welcome back to hell.
yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
I forget where. Oh, I thought you were going to get mad at me about it being about me not like wishing you happy 420 or something this week, because I don't think I formalized that to you either.
Listen, I like 420 the way that I like New Year's Eve, which is to say it's tight as hell, but I don't need to talk about it.
But you were just before we started recording, you were talking about how you've kind of upgraded your light situation in your little recording hovel.
That's true.
And then you said that there was a blacklight mode, and I was thinking about on 420 this week. I was thinking about how when I was a teenager, we would have like black lights, and we got a lava lamp, and my dad had gotten this like drum and bass compilation on Columbia House because he was like really interested in electronic music when I was a kid, and so I remember just like sitting there in black lights, looking at the lava lamp, playing Double Dragon with my brother on Nintendo, and listening to drum and bass and just like being so vibed out, but like completely bone sober.
Yeah, that's
such
that's
a
the
cool
kind of
feeling.
That's the sad thing about weed is you like literally are always chasing the exact moment that you just described.
Yeah, which is just like all you got to do is get some different lights in there.
Yeah, that's it. Like so, I feel like right now I'm experimenting with a couple of different effects. I was trying like Arctic sunrise or something.
Sounds like an Old Spice flavor, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is, like, I'm also becoming like increasingly homophobic the whole time, which is not what I expected.
out of context. Make sure you jot that one down. Another thing that is going on with me right now, thank you for asking, Sam, is I've kind of been... So I'm not going to say the name of the song. And by the way, last week... So I am falling apart as a person. Like, for some reason, quarantine has been busier than ever for me at work, with pod stream. So busy. I keep fucking things up so badly. A couple weeks ago, I accidentally uploaded the entire Exclusi as the teaser on the main feed. And then last week, I forgot to edit the song Go in when we said go.
So is it just like, go,
and, so just,
and then a quick pause and us being like, it's fucking dumb.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like, when the episode came out, someone pointed it out, and I was like, it was already like 1 a.m. and I was laying in bed, and I was kind of just like doing the bed equivalent of pacing back and forth. And I was like, fuck this. So I got up and like re-edited the entire episode, and it took over an hour to do just to add. It's like, things need to be a certain way. So I'm not going to say the name of the song yet, but we are doing a pop punk cover song this week. And it got me thinking, like, we always think about Fearless, what is it called? Punk
Goes
right? Compilation.
Yeah.
But then I was like, damn, now that the internet is like even better than before, I can probably find it. And I did find, this is a double CD that I had when I was a kid from A&B Sound. I think it was like $10, but it was a double CD. It's like the most European thing ever. It's, how many tracks is this? 50 different pop punk covers. Yeah, like the art is so hilariously bad. So it's called Punk Chartbusters Volume 3. And there's like a guy in a mohawk blowing up a disco with TNT. And then on the back it says, "That's all punks." And he's like a mohawk man. And so just while I was waiting for you right now, I was like looking at this. There's a few recognizable names, like MXPX's classic Summer of '69 covers on here.
Classic.
Me First and the Gimme Gimmes are on here, and Millencolin, of course. Mustard Plug's The Freshman cover is unreal.
Oh,
it's so
my
good.
God. Yeah, that's a big
like
one.
Unbelievable. But I was remembering, this band opened it with a cool like Barbie girl cover that I remember liking. So I was just listening to it before you showed up. It's so sick. And then I was like I'm sorry, I'm starting the episode with an aside because this is important. So this band
intros are so focused.
It's true. So this band's called Mars Moles. I mean, it sounds like every 90s soundtrack.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, this is sick as hell,
This
obviously.
is so good. Oh.
But then I was like, damn, this band sounds really cool. I need to learn more about Mars Moles.
Oh, no. Did you get more than you bargained for?
No, I mean, in the sense that I think I found a new favorite band.
Oh, wow.
So they have a compilation called Punk Aquarium. It's a compilation of their earlier material, including a song.
Dude, I was like 5 minutes late.
I know. No, I started a little. I tried to get you to come early because of our. I don't want to fuck up our guest. Yeah, you're such a generous lover.
Exactly. No. You first, I said.
Yeah, they have an album called Invite Punk Religion Back into the Unknown, but then there's the compilation Punk Aquarium, which has a song called like Your Band, all about how someone's band sucks. But then if you look at the track listing I just sent you, you'll note that...
I'll note that there's one song that appears twice.
You think that, but read it again. So track 1 and track 16
on... Oh, that's very clever.
So I was like, okay, so they have a song called My Dad Looks Like Fat Mike, and then they have a song called Fat Mike Looks Like My Dad. I looked them up, and both songs are exactly a minute 55 seconds long, and they're both absolutely hilarious. So I have to just play a little bit. So this is My Dad Looks Like Fat Mike.
The accent.
Like, this is also way cooler sounding than it should be.
This is fucking awesome.
It sounds like they sound like they're like Berliners in trench coats. It sounds like the movie Christiane F. or something. So, okay, that's My Dad Looks Like Fat Mike. And then So hopefully I can switch it up quick enough that you'll still remember how it goes.
My dad looks like Fat Mike.
And this is Fat Mike looks like my dad.
Every now and then I think again about why I like Fat Mike so much. Of course I like to name a few of the great goods too, but it seems I just can't say their names now. Some mystic thing from unforgotten towns must have brought it up out of to the world's food out of that. My dad looks like Fat Mike. Oh yeah, my dad.
So I guess that's the exact same song, but just a guy singing, and
With
he
the
didn't even reverse it. I thought he was
No.
going to reverse the order,
It
but
could have been more clever, but it's still kind of great.
it's also just like very sick and funny, and from 1998. So
This feels like one of those things that like you remember, like you had one song that you downloaded that was on some comps or on a couple of mix CDs you made, and then you like go back and you're like, oh, I fucking loved that band, but were they actually any good? And then you're like, what the fuck? Like
Exactly.
it feels nostalgic despite the fact that I have no like memory of it, but it's like legitimately sick and cool.
Yeah,
Damn,
they rock.
Mars Moles.
Has it been long enough? Can we just say the title for fuck's sake?
No. I want to.
Okay.
I want to talk more about Canadian film.
Dancing with Myself.
From the walls of Tokyo, with a London town to go. With the record selection and the mirror's reflection, I'll be dancing with myself.
Okay, let's go, Josiah. How do you feel?
I hope I remember to put the thing in here, the thingy.
Right. So you may or may not have heard the Blink 182 version of the classic Billie Eilish song "Dancing with Myself." Josiah, how do you feel about this fantastic new Billie
Oh,
twist?
so you're calling it fantastic while you ask me a supposedly, and I'm supposed to believe that journalists are doing objective
Wow.
reporting, and you're going to be
true.
leading me like this.
Yeah. Listen, everyone's
fucked up.
got a take. even
That's
if you
really fucked up.
try to disguise it. So why don't you tell me your take, Josiah?
I mean, it's so sick. It's amazing.
This
It's
is yeah.
another.
Keep
It's
going.
kind of what you're just describing. Like I don't know that I've ever listened to this cover, but I felt so nostalgic while I was listening to it.
You didn't listen to this like as a kid?
I mean, maybe I had heard it, but I don't think so.
I think this was on like, I don't want to say like anytime I made a mix CD that was called like Pop Punk 6 or whatever, you know, like Pop Punk Summer, this was on it. Like I put this, like, this is truly the Frank's Red Hot of
wow.
punk covers for me.
I feel like
with a
and
CD
and
burner,
This
you know?
this might be a loaded thing to say, and I'm sorry in advance for saying it. I feel like you're more of a sriracha guy.
Listen, we have
I mean, you fit the mold of maybe even you're just trying so hard not to be a sriracha guy that you're what Frank's hot sauce. I was going to say a Fat Mike's guy.
Fat Mike sauce,
No, thank
which
you.
is just cocaine. I definitely like love sriracha. However, the like sort of srirachification of like food discourse and it sort of maybe being, I feel like that was one of the early items that had the liking X is not a personality type kind
Right.
of like take attached to it. Like that was,
Which
I
is
think,
also such a
front
wrong
runner.
take because anything that people have said that about, actually it is a personality type. It's just that it's a bad personality.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's like, no, we know exactly what those people are. And
Yeah.
so, like, listen, it's in my fridge or it's in my, cupboard. It goes on a lot of stuff, but I don't want to talk about it anymore.
You don't keep
public.
it in the fridge
No, it's just in
once
the
it's
pantry.
been opened? Wow.
No, is that supposed to be refrigerated?
I mean, I would. Once it's been
No,
opened.
all the hot
but-
sauces just sit in the pantry.
The fridge is so fucking full now all the time.
Oh, God, we have like a tiny baby fridge, and so like anything that like won't kill you if it's not refrigerated just goes in a cupboard.
It will make you stronger.
That's exactly
this
it.
is
Are you a hot sauce guy generally?
if I remember, I enjoy it, but I don't like. I usually forget. Like I always have it if it's behind something in the fridge, I forget to grab it. I'm also not like DB Chris is always. He actually has like the hot sauces from that awful guy on YouTube. You know that guy.
Yeah. I mean, I like
his
it.
name's
but
Sean or
It
something.
is, yeah. His name is Sean, yeah.
Oh God! Of
course
a
you-
youth pastor. But Chris,
Yeah, I guess.
Chris has all of his like he actually has like the branded kind,
Oh, yeah, we have 2 of those, too.
and so I tried some of it when we were recording the covers that we
What'd you
did.
think?
It was good, but I was like so scared of shitting myself in front of my new friends, so I didn't want to go too hard.
Given that like your relationships are kind of based around a podcast that truly took off when you described shitting yourself, I feel like it's fine.
It's true. Maybe I could have just shat myself.
I think like if you had shat yourself, it would have felt like a more authentic experience. For
Yeah,
them.
I think so. This must be Scott era because it's from the mid '90s.
Yeah, this
and
cannot
you can
be
tell because
Travis
the drumming is just so like idiotically simple.
It's
and
so
there's,
straightforward and perfect.
such a good octave chord in there, and Tom sounds so good. And then Mark, I don't think if I've heard this before, I've never listened to the whole thing because I didn't know Mark like talks about someone just getting a circumcision at the end.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Which is like wow, we're really setting the stage for the dick exclusive that we're gonna do
oh
one
yeah,
day.
with just a lot of like little dropping bits of skin. Just
But like I guess Mark's joking, but I know for a fact that at least one person who listens to this podcast told me since we've brought it up that they were circumcised like at 18 or something. So it is like possible to get circumcised when you're older.
I feel like there's like a lot of '90s like sitcom B plots that are about someone getting circumcised like in their 30s. To
Why
like,
like to get the dust out or
yeah, it's just the only way to sort of clear it out. It's always like to marry a Jewish woman or something, you know?
really?
Yeah, I feel
know
like
what
this is like I'm,
sitcoms you're
I'm
watching.
describing a dozen '90s.
It's probably like Lucky
sitcom
Louie or something.
yeah, exactly. All the best sitcoms.
The best fucking sitcom.
Just good.
Yeah, also, I think I always forget that this is a Billy Idol song. Like, to me, it just seems like a generic 80s pop song, not a Bill. I didn't realize, like, I don't associate this song with Billy Idol, which I guess is weird because it's like one of his big boys.
This is a big boy for a big boy. But I exclusively associate this with Blink. Like, I knew it was a Billy Idol cover because I'm sure that's how it was labeled on Napster. But I don't think I had heard the Billy Idol version like for years after I had like ground the Blink version into the ground. Ground it. No, it's terrible.
Ground.
Ground and pounded, baby.
I think another thing to recall of Family Computer Season, I should say like I never really had a big Napster phase, and I was only sort of vaguely into LimeWire, and I didn't really get into downloading music until Audio Galaxy and then SoulSeek. So like I was already extremely pretentious at that point. So I would have had no way of hearing this because I definitely wasn't looking for Blink-182 songs when I was like getting into music downloading.
So when we've talked about this kind of phenomena before of like ska punk cover of like, you know, Dancing with Myself by Billy Idol, that was not like a thing that you were like consuming through
No, like I'm aware
like
of it.
MP3 downloading?
Definitely a few of my experiences that did happen. Like I remember getting my cousin to download what I thought was Pedro the Lion, but it was a Hayden song, The Girl of My Dreams. And because it was like so slow and low voiced, I thought that it was a Pedro the Lion song for like years. I didn't realize.
Girl, have I? I'm sure I've talked about this on the pod, but I will forever associate that with the Raptors winning the NBA Finals.
Oh God, we don't have time for this.
You know, what I'm did we talk? We've talked about this, right?
No, you haven't. What?
So the
what?
bar we were at, Hayden was there, and when they won, we like ended out on the street, and like we were obviously being cool the whole time we were in the bar, but then by the time they won, it was like flooded with adrenaline and alcohol, and it was just like across the street from the bar that for sure had its door open, just like banging on a pole, just like girl of my dreams, like just I've never meant it more in my fucking life. Things are as they may. Great Canadian Film Day.
Also, someone that I grew up with who was in a prominent Canadian indie band 10 years ago.
Oh.
When we were in high school, because also there was a period where I didn't have much music at my house either, so I'd watch it at friends' houses, and I was watching much music at his house, and the band Everlast was performing in the Much environment, and this dude was like,
Wait, hold on. The band Everclear or the rapper Everlast?
Is it Everlast? Yeah, like the when they had acoustic guitars and rapping.
Yeah,
Remember,
he's a
it's
man.
Yeah, but there was still like a band.
Yeah, but it's not a
Anyways,
band.
this prominent Canadian indie musician was like convinced and almost convinced me that was Hayden's new project somehow.
I love Hayden, but Hayden wishes.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess also because this is like an early single by Billy Idol's pre-Billy Idol band.
Yeah, is this like a Generation X song and not technically a Billy Idol song?
Yeah, which also I mean, this is going to be a long episode. It's going to be a slog. There's a lot to figure out here.
We don't have to worry. No one is here for Billy Idol facts.
I am here for them.
Okay, cool.
Because, okay, first of all, so that gives this song some cred of I could assume one of the people we know who quote grips records probably I'm looking for the original pressing of Generation X's Dancing with Myself or whatever. It has this sort of singles going steady kind of clout to it. And so and it kind of sounds like that too. It does sound more like a Buzzcock song. I just associate Billy Idol with disgusting, White Wedding and Rebel Yell are fucking disgusting songs to me. They sound horrible.
You mean just disgustingly good? I'm confused.
No, the production and the
you're
way
out of
he
your
sings, it's
fucking mind.
it reminds me of that band, The Cult, who are one of my most hated bands.
Because
on
here's
Earth.
the thing. Listen, and that's defensible. I don't know enough about The Cult to say that I could truly
Me
hate
neither,
them.
but I think those two songs back to back on Rock 101 in Vancouver.
You're so wrong, because The Cult is a serious band. They're I'm sick. They are trying, and they're trying to set a spooky, rocky mood. Whereas Billy Idol is pure theater, and those songs are gauche and over the top and kind of stupid sounding and just absolutely perfect. Billy Idol is a maximalist.
Yeah,
And
I know,
those,
but I
those
think
songs
I just
perfectly sort of capture, I think what was great is great about him as a sort of rock character.
no, for sure. I like him as the guy, and
and those songs are a
this
manifestation of him as a guy. So why don't you
Yeah, but there's
appreciate
something.
that?
Oh, calm down.
I'm
Good
I'm
Lord.
teed up, man. I got this purple light in my face now. It's my vibe is all fucked up.
He's because to me, I appreciate that, and I want to be on board, but I think it's because the time that those songs came out, the way that records were produced that were maximalist just sounds so gross to me, and they sound like a bad digital effects rack pedal or something. It just sounds really gross and makes me cringe. They're fine as karaoke songs or whatever. I just I'm not gonna be defending Billy Idol or really endorsing those songs, because they just something about the production is gross to me. But this song, I'm saying, it is a sick power pop song. So that's cool, and it's perfect for Blink, and I want to figure out if it's about jacking off or not. But first of all, was I mistaken, or did Generation X, as being the definitive descriptor of slackers who love to find excuses to say the N-word, was that not Douglas Copeland that came up with that for them?
Fuck. Yes.
I thought it was, but then that would have been obviously after Billy Idol's band. So then what did Generation X mean before?
I don't know. This feels this is not. You're not setting me up for a joke here. You're just setting me up to not know
I'm
the
just
answer to this
genuinely trying to
question.
ask. And also, when you go to the Generation X page, look at this fucking guy. Good God. The exact opposite of Billy Idol in every way.
Oh, Douglas! Let's get Douglas Copeland on the pod. While we're talking about great
I would
Canadians,
love to. Yeah, I love that we're just it's fully Canadiana season. now.
it's happening. So I actually always forget about this. So Douglas Copeland invented the term Generation X.
Well, actually, now that I've scrolled down to thank God there's an etymology section. In 1987, Copeland had written a piece in Vancouver magazine titled Generation X, which was the seed of what went on to become the book. Copeland referenced Billy Idol's band Generation X in the 1987 article and again in 1989, but Copeland has stated that the book's title came not from Billy Idol's band, as many suppose, but from the final chapter of a funny sociological book on American class structure titled Class. So,
Oh, come on.
then what did Generation X... What?
I mean, I guess maybe they were inspired by Bush X.
So Billy Idol's then said his band was named after a 1965 book on youth culture called Generation X. So who fucking knows?
Because
But either
here's the
way-
thing: everything was at, like something X, like that. That was just like the cool way to name something mysterious. And so
It was like how, and then people started saying on acid.
yeah, exactly. It's too bad that maybe that'll be the next. So like I don't know which generation we're on right now, but maybe like once they're done with sort of the Zeds, it'll be generation on acid.
So bad.
That's awful, man. I'm sorry.
So is this song about jacking off or no?
That was always what I assumed, and it's 100% what I've told people, especially as like a teenage boy who loved to talk about jerking off anytime anyone would like listen to me. And I was thinking about this coming into this pod of like, wait, do I like know at all? Because like I wasn't on Wikipedia as a teenager being like, is this true? It was just like someone was like, that's what it means. And listening to it back, I was like, I don't know that this is actually about jerking off. And like,
I mean,
as jerk off songs go, I feel like this can at least go kind of toe to toe with She Bop, which is like the only other. I mean, I guess if you consider Longview to be a jerk off song, but that's like the only three I can think of. And Longview is a stretch. Like it just mentions jerking off, and like mentioning jerking off does not a jerk off song make.
There's a Carly Rae Jepsen one, a recent
Oh,
one.
right. It's like a party for me kind of thing.
But since all of her fans are like nasty 40-year-old simps, she needed to make a song.
J.O. anthem. Honestly, it's very smart. Like, just like you people are lonely.
Yeah. The song's like, I know that you're really getting old and you don't like your wife anymore, but at least you have the pop music Reddit.
Yeah. Logging and jerking and blogging.
Oh, man. So the Genius page for this song, when he says something about the mirror's reflection and you click it, someone has uploaded like a shitty stock image of a mirror. But it's just kind of like has a gradient in place of the actual mirror. I wish that it was showing I wish it would turn on my webcam and show me looking back. That'd be really cool. I guess if it has the phrase love, I wait for my love vibration. That's got to be blowing his nasty little load, isn't it?
I guess to me though that sounds more like a love vibration might be something like Billy. I don't know what Billy Idol's organs look like, but I'm making assumptions here and assuming he's packing serious fucking heat. I mean, like look at the confidence and swagger. And I don't know, like a love vibration feels like something you might use if you had a different set, and so that makes me think that it's not.
You're saying Billy Idol has a clit.
I'm saying Billy Idol is all about blasting that clit. What, like, okay, so what? I don't think I've really thought of these lyrics. So the lyrics are on the floors of Tokyo or in London town to go. So
Wait, isn't the song? And I'm sorry to bring this up, but is not another classic masturbation song "Turning Japanese," which is like
is that what Turning Japanese is about?
I think so. It's like an insanely fucking horrible racist song.
I thought it was just a racist song about like all of the stereotypes of Japanese culture. That maybe it's a jerk. Are all songs about jerking off?
I mean, that's possibly true. Yeah, I don't even really want to say why, but it is, I think.
Why don't you?
They're saying that it's not, but it's...
You're saying, who's saying that it's not? That Turning Japanese is not?
I'll just tell you in the chat here why people say it is.
Okay,
Move
that's
on.
cool.
Yeah, but so then I immediately started
come
thinking
on.
of that at the start.
That's
and I was
fucked up. You can't. That's not real. Did you write that?
Right there. Good Lord.
You definitely didn't do italics in G-Chat. Okay.
Did you hear me? You can hear me tapping. I'm not going to tap.
Why is masturbation italicized in what you just sent me?
Well, that was me actually.
Yeah, I got too many questions, man.
Yeah. So okay, on the floors of Tokyo or down in London town to go. I love that he says London town.
London town
the-
is so sick.
With the record selection and the mirror's reflection, I'm dancing with myself. I think that this song is not about masturbation. I think it's about something much, much more depraved and disgusting and honestly more masturbatory than masturbating, which is actually dancing in front of the mirror.
Because, yeah, okay, the genius annotation, whether he's in Tokyo, Japan, or London, England, Billy Idol has lots of places to go and dance. Like, there literally is an ellipsis there. It's possible this song is an ode, to, like, the sweetest nut of all, which is groove and solo.
Self-esteem.
Yeah, just loving yourself, but, like, spiritual.
Wow.
And maybe literally. I mean, I guess the idea is, like, how deep does your self-love go?
I think it's so disgusting when coming of age movies. They always, every like indie coming of age movie or like sort of self actualization movie has a scene where either somebody's either like in a field with their friend or maybe in a house, an empty house, and they just sort of scream at the top of their lungs to just like let it all out. It's either that scene or a scene where they just sort of impromptu start dancing by themselves. And those two scenes are so disgusting always to me.
I wasn't worried because I feel like you and I both have the same, like, we love to say all the kind of like, funky words, but there's no way that this was going to be like an actual conversation about really jerking off because we're just both too nice. But let's get grosser then. Like, Josiah, do you ever dance alone? Like, just actually dance?
You mean like actual physical dancing?
Yeah. Do you ever just throw your hands in the air with
absolutely not.
No?
And I also honestly, I wish that I was that kind of person, but I don't like dance ever. I don't dance anywhere. I'm not a dancer. How about
You're missing
you?
out, man.
I feel like you do. I feel like you've probably do like full choreographed moves.
Yeah, I have a whole dance to dancing with myself. It's like about
The Sammy dance.
yeah, just a little joyful Sammy. No, man, I love it. I fucking love it.
Oh God.
Yeah, and I mean, it's I'm not saying it's like all the time, but I was putting away some laundry, putting the bed sheets back on earlier. Ashley was in the back room. I had some tunes grooving. I was getting down. I was just having a great 4 o'clock.
Do you ever dance with yourself and then come from it?
Yeah, hands free. Just the joy of movement just is what truly gets me off. I'm horny for human expression.
Oh, God. Man, there's a lot of good quotes so far this week from Sam.
And also, like, for sure when I travel solo, if I have a night that I can like stay up later and crack a few more beers, like smoke a doobie, I like definitely am just like in my hotel room, like having a Carly Rae Jepsen style party for one, just blogging and swaying. I get that this is like way more shameful than just describing like blowing ropes all over my chest.
I'm still, when you describe the Carly Rae Jepsen one, are you now talking about jerking off, or you're talking about jerking your legs in a
herky jerky motions. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I was wrong, subverting. Like maybe there's a chance that I know that I like sing along sometimes without realizing. Like I'll do like whisper. The best is if you're listening to like some really cheesy hardcore like Comeback Kid and you do like the whisper yelling.
Ooh,
like,
yeah.
Wake the dead.
Yeah.
So
this
funny.
is a city of the dead.
Yeah. I wish there was a real hardcore band that just turned up the gain and the singer's like, let's see some people in the fucking bed. like ASMR, amazing core. That'd be so cool.
Do you not, like, if the house is empty or if you're driving alone, do you not sing along? Like, is that not... You're
I've literally,
this
for like
real,
the last 10 years,
way.
I've like mostly driven in silence.
What?
It's true. I guess now when I go out, I'll put on like Your Kickstarter Sucks or something.
Oh.
And I'll just like giggle constantly. But otherwise, I'll just like talk to Uncle Spooky on the phone. Or I love just being in silence and just trying to like let my brain catch up with itself. Otherwise, usually what I'm trying to do is look at Twitter while I'm doing something else, like driving or playing a video game online, getting shot in the head because I'm trying to see what's going on.
I am like constantly in my house, like it like it's obviously like at this point, you know, Ashley and I have been together for like, I don't know, 12, 13 years, something like that. And so I have absolutely no shame. And so I will be like in like just in the same room as her, just like trying to harmonize with something and like sounding so terrible and just knowing like that she's so stuck with me that there's nothing she can do about it. So like, I'm not even waiting till I'm alone anymore.
Right.
Especially
I mean,
now.
there's plenty of ways that I try to completely antagonize and punish my wife.
What is
no living in?
If you had to guess, like if you finished recording this pod and you walked out into the other room and there was just like a Dear John letter and Sarah's ring sitting on the table, what would be the
Dear
thing in your head?
Joe's.
yeah, the classic Dear Joe's letter. What would be like the first thing that popped into your head? Be like, well, it was this. Like, what do you think? Because I can tell you right now, it's for sure singing and talking, like just constantly filling the house with like obscene noise.
Pod noise.
Yeah, like pod noise. We're like shooting stuff again in the house. So I'm just like, and then
there's so many things like funny and not funny that I could say, but my guess would be
say the
like
funny one.
One of them is definitely that's why I don't do it anymore. But like, you know, everyone was saying post your pictures from when you were 20 a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago on Twitter. And I didn't, because in every one of those pictures I do like, I thought I was being intentionally goofy, but you can't see the intent of it now. So just like the like kind of soy face, not even soy face, but like goofy, over exaggerated open mouth smile that I used to do. Like if I do that to her even briefly now, or if I talk in a baby voice, like she doesn't laugh. She gets really angry.
You talk in a baby voice.
Yeah, because I was just like, yeah. Like, I mean, I get the same way where I just have like intrusive, annoying sounds that I want to make. Just like, oh, my tummy hurt, or something, and she'll get really mad at me.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
But definitely I'm not dancing by myself, but I knew that you would be.
Of course you knew that. Yeah, I'm not surprised. To be honest, I kind of thought that you might sing a little song. You know, this is new. I've started singing in the fucking shower, which I never did. But I think it's because I'm like so deprived of song, you know, during quarantine.
You're a very IRL person, and you're not handling this as well as I am.
Well, and we were like, because I was at the point where like we were having band practice every week again. Like we have like there's like a whole new Junior Battles record. Like we were going to be recording in May, and so I was like getting to exercise that like literal and spiritual muscle again. And then it just, you know, like hardly the worst thing that anyone lost, but like that got yanked away. And so now I'm just like in the shower in the morning, just like girl of my, you know, which that I was never that guy. So like, I think
when I'm alone, my brain is just like trying desperately to catch up with everything that I've put into it. None of it educational or helpful, but it's just constantly like, please shut the fuck up. Please stop.
I just have goldfish brain. Like I'm just,
and I'm like, I haven't checked the prenup Twitter in a while, but I've looked at the other ones.
Yeah. And so that's like the essence of where we divide a little bit on like Billie Eilish. The Billie Eilish thing earlier was a joke, and now I'm actually doing it.
It is hard not to say that.
She is truly the Billie of our time, and so maybe like again this and this is maybe no surprise, like the sort of maximalism of those songs. The personality is fine, is one thing, right? But like that it comes through, and this song is less that, because you're right. This is essentially just like the world's most perfect power pop song. This could be a Nerve song.
It's really, really good.
And
the Blink version is really good too.
The Blink version's better, but I think that's purely from having listened to it so many times.
Yeah, possibly. Okay, well, there's quite a few different paths we can take.
Ooh, okay. Break it down for me.
While we stay in the Blink zone, this is something I found. It's kind of cool.
It was rare that we would stay in the Blink zone. I'm excited.
Not really helpful because it's mostly visual, but this is from paparazziparadise.com. And in 1997, Billy Idol.
It's the it's the eye that really starts
Yeah.
fucking you up once you get to that.
He took Shayna Moakler on a date, and he gives her some very uncomfortable kisses in this minute-long paparazzi video. He
Kevin,
also looks so much like Tommy Lee.
He looks so much like Tommy Lee. But okay, here's a question that I have for you. Who is the person that he's on a date with here?
This is you haven't been watching Hughes' Meet the Barkers. This is Travis Barker's future wife.
They've overlaid kiss sounds over them
I know.
kissing.
Also, the visuals, like there's some weird banner ad of fruit around this. It's really good.
Super strange.
But yeah, this is Travis's future wife.
Oh
here.
wow! Do you think that was what drew like the sort of opportunity to sort of be so close to a man that he almost covered before?
Exactly. I mean, that doesn't even.
That's very complicated. Yeah.
It's really, really weird. They got married. Travis married her in 2004. I wonder when they started dating. 2000. Well, I don't know. I guess Landon was already born when they got married. I think they were dating like early 2000s.
So is Shanna Moakler like famous?
Shayna.
Shayna Moakler, famous. I mean, like obviously, like in this video, both Billy Idol and
Shayna. Yeah. Well,
Shayna Moakler, their names are
Teaching
both
Sam
all
how to
caps.
talk.
So,
Yeah, she's
Video.
she's a Playboy playmate, I believe.
good for
Apparently,
her.
she's in this clip with Billy Idol in The Wedding Singer as well.
What? God, this is. I'm so glad we're playing this because this is.
and he's gonna ruin her life.
Honestly, this is very good.
Glenn doesn't deserve her. All he cares about are possessions. Fancy cars, CD players. Even women are possessions to him.
See, Billy Idol gets
She's
it. I don't know.
definitely
I'll be-
not in this.
I'll be
scene.
honest though, this is like an all-time cameo, right?
Oh yeah,
And when the
also,
guy,
Adam
like, cut
Sandler
music-
really has. He's mastered having cameos like that. I mean, probably they're terrible now. I assume he still does them, but
We watched That's My Boy early on in quarantine. Easily one of the worst films ever made.
it's so good.
Yeah, but it is like, but it's extremely watchably bad.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
don't know. I
most
think
like
it's-
misanthropic, like the fact that Adam Sandler makes like basically hate films and yet is beloved by.
because he's such a sweetheart. How can you be mad at him?
No, I mean,
like what-
I literally can't be. It was like I think it was
Oh,
the
I
New York
think-
Times profile, right, where they sort of tackled that a little bit of like how do we deal with the fact that Sandler's output is like in the contemporary sense is like not just like problematic, but like like outright hateful in a lot of instances, and it's like he just doesn't mean it. Yeah, this guy
Yeah.
doesn't know any better.
He's just a cutie with big
Yeah.
shorts. I guess she's right before it, so she's the stewardess. I had no fucking idea that Shayna Moakler was in The Wedding Singer and
Now-
that she dated Billy Idol. I mean, that's one step closer to understanding why Blink-182 and Adam Sandler never the twain shall meet, and yet they're sort of like they're sort of the same in so
Does
many
this
ways.
does this really put us one step closer to understanding that?
I don't know.
You feel
I
this
thought
really-
it sounded pretty cool. What I was saying.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like you knew what you were talking about, but I was positive you did not.
So he dated Travis's future wife.
Cool.
Travis Barker, of course, being the drummer who replaced founding drummer Scott Rayner in the band Blink-182 of Poway, California.
Okay, great.
So thanks for listening.
Thank you for the overview. Much appreciated.
So that's that. Paparazzi Paradise. That's
Got
a pretty cool thing that I found. I
That was
accidentally
great, man.
closed
Thanks.
Our watch together window, which is why I'm hedging right now.
Okay, that's right.
Okay,
Here, I'll
there we
send it to
go.
you. I think I still have it.
I got it.
I'm watching together with you.
So dancing
British
with myself
youth
is
were disaffected.
also the name
Most were
of
unemployed or
Billy,
on the
Idol,
dole.
Billy Idol's memoir. And so
Oh.
I found when I was looking for covers of the song, of which there are many, I found this, and so it opens really well.
British youth were disaffected. Most were unemployed or on the dole. If
On
they
the
had
dole.
a job, it amounted to some soulless work that deadened their minds, like being stuck on the London Underground circle line going round and round in circles with the same timetable day in and day out. In contrast, we believed we were fighting for our freedom on the stage across the country every night. Punks would do anything to subvert the status quo, spawning the disgusting act of gobbing or hocking a loogie of saliva at the performer.
Saliva.
The first known instance took place during a show by the Damned at the Red Cow in Hammersmith,
Should we listen
where
to this
Captain
whole thing?
Sensible
It's
spat
6
on the
minutes long.
audience,
It's a great
who
voice.
immediately returned the favour, launching what became a repulsive ritual.
I guess I just kind of feel like Billy Idol, since he very first started, has seemed like an exaggerated punk from like Zoolander 2 the entire time. And I guess that's what you like about it, but that's also like, I like those people to not be aware of how funny they are. It's like he feels like he's kind of been Jeff Goldblumed or Bill Murray'd in a sense. Like he's too self-aware.
I think that's probably a fair criticism. I mean, he's even, you know, what were the ads that he was in? Like when coronavirus started, I feel like in LA they were running
Yeah,
like
there was some sort of thing that I was trying to find that, and then I forgot because I started thinking about Shayna Moakler and Adam Sandler.
It was like a Billy Idol pun that completely escapes me now. It was like, don't
Oh,
rebel,
Billy
yell.
never idols. Billy never idols.
That was
this
it.
is
It was about not
pre-coronavirus.
idling. Yeah.
Back when those were the kind of things people worried about. Honestly, I think idling is great. So you should. And you should litter too. That's actually really funny to think of him going from being like, we gobbed all over everyone through Hammersmith or whatever. And now he's
Yeah,
like,
the
don't
damned."
idle. Don't idle your
Yeah. Be careful.
Lori.
The planet, you nerd.
Yeah, what a fucking loser.
Well, also, what was the Canadian Film Day itself thinking? You know, trying to come in and overshadow Earth Day.
Well,
like, why?
I'll have you know that
there's
there
a
was
lot
a
of days.
There was a sub menu on their website with Earth Day related Canadian
Oh,
films.
I would love to see the incredibly severe documentaries
Yeah, that's
produced
all it
by
was,
the
isn't it?
NFB, you know, for an audience of fucking 2 that fit under that banner. Good God.
Okay, speaking of docs, actually, you've reminded me before I keep going. So that was just a little bit of his memoir. And it's funny to imagine, does Travis read his audiobook? I wonder. Maybe I should get it. I've never listened to an audiobook in my life. I have been reading more lately, to be honest.
It's messed up, man. You're losing yourself in quarantine.
I know. Have you listened to audiobooks? Wait, did you do one for your book?
There is one, but I didn't do it. I feel like it's becoming more common to have like the author read it. And it's really like once Amazon started putting money into them, that's when you started to see the like as read by, like it's, you know, Michelle Obama reading her book or whatever.
Michelle Obama reading Perfect Youth.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing is like, you know, she was sort of like still like pretty small time when my book came out. And so, yeah, it was kind of helping her up, pulling her up the ladder.
Yeah,
a little
you
bit.
were kind of pretty white male focused, I think, with that book. So it's probably why.
Oh, there's
You
like a
didn't get
chapter.
Michelle Obama to
There's
read it.
a chapter about women, Josiah.
Okay, well, that's good.
I'll have you
That's
know it. Of
pretty
like,
good.
you know, 20 something. I was like, and here they go. So, I mean, yeah, I got really into audiobooks when I got into like trying to run at the gym because it's so boring.
Yeah.
And it was great, but now I can't do it anymore because like I don't listen to podcasts. I don't listen to audiobooks like at all. I don't know when you would do it during
Yeah,
quarantine.
it's
It's too weird.
of a thing to do.
Yeah.
But I don't know how this makes sense. I think you said the word documentary earlier. Anyways,
yeah.
this was
Film
recorded
day.
for. I thought when I was looking this song up on Wikipedia, the Blink version, I thought that somebody had made a joke because I totally forgot that. Like it says that this was for the Loose Change soundtrack, and then when you click it, it actually goes through to like the 9/11 doc Loose Change, which I've never seen actually. I kind of want to see it though.
Now would be the time to go back
Yeah.
and like revisit the sort of point where a bunch of people in America's brains just like broke irreparably.
Including Tom DeLonge's.
Yeah.
But actually, it's because the surf documentary that this is on the soundtrack of is called Loose Change as well. So there's just all these weird parallels. But I was like so excited, or like I was like, wait, is there like a scene in Loose Change where they show like Michael Moore style, like they showed a 1950s Happy Home and play this song or something? Like,
But also the idea that this song is from that soundtrack, meaning that like it was like not just featured in the movie, and like those movies are just like, you know, photos and stuff like grabbed from Google image search, but then they really blew their budget getting Blink to record a Billy Idol cover.
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Did you watch? It was like Loose Change and Zeitgeist. I feel like both blew up at the same
Yeah,
time.
I never watched
Am
either of those, and
Yeah.
I always wanted to watch Hyper Normalization, but I'm just like obviously never in the mood for that sort of thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get it. It's the zone. Don't go in the zone, or
Everything
go in the
sucks.
zone, or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, so that's that little loose. That's that loose change tied up.
But that's
so to
what this
speak.
song is actually from originally. Because when you sent me the YouTube link earlier, I was like, oh, I've never seen any art before. Like this to me exists as a 12 kilobyte MP3. Like even hearing it like remotely higher quality, it was like I was like coming into Oz, like the world turned color.
It was originally on that soundtrack, which also had like Pennywise and stuff, and then it was also on this, which everyone had, but I didn't have because I had that German one I showed you, Before You Were Punk, a Vagrant comp from 1997.
I remember this. I didn't own it, but like I remember like the art is pretty iconic.
It's weird too that was Vagrant also just like another Epitaph kind of label at the start before they figured out their little hustle.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so in this Wikipedia, only Face to Face and Automatic 7 had previously released records through Vagrant. So this was just like they were clearly seeing these things like blow up and just cashed in.
No Use for a Name. Look what song they did on this comp.
Yeah. Here's what sucks about turning Japanese: that it's racist, but also that it's like it's a good melody.
I was really hoping you would just say that it's good.
No.
But then again, I think the guy from No Use for a Name is the guy who died, so
Can't
get
say
mad
it.
at him.
That's
not his fault. He didn't know about that kind of thing yet back then. Right?
Okay, well, according to the Wikipedia page, American pop culture misinterpretation section, the song is intended to describe teen angst or alienation after a romantic breakup. I don't know how that makes any sense, but
yeah, like also regardless of the meaning that I had always heard and that I found by Googling it, what possible meaning could not be offensive of a song called
you weren't
Turning
getting out of this one, like
Japanese?
distant, the way the Japanese are, and you're like, wait, what? No, that's not great.
Or like maybe it's like what are those things called? The spinny wheels that food go on, but you're at a Japanese restaurant and not a Chinese restaurant.
Like a
and
Lazy
that's why-
Susan?
Yeah, lazy. But that's probably you can't say anything nowadays in this
damn.
culture. Okay, speaking
We've
of
literally
now,
spent like 50 minutes talking about our dicks, and like, yeah, I'm being censored.
by my own sense of wanting to sometimes have a little bit of decency.
Yeah.
It's
Being
just-
censored by our own desire to like ultimately be remembered as not fully part of the problem all the time.
Yeah. So speaking of, I had a word that you said earlier that would work with this, but now it's gone. I think that this is some quarantine content of this Australian fella teaching his primary school class, opening with the song "Dancing with Myself" that I found
fucked up.
on SoundCloud a couple
Arrest
days ago.
this man.
Yeah, seriously. So just the song, which also Billy Idol re-recorded the Generation X version.
Yeah, sorry, is this
I don't know which one this
the
is.
drums at the beginning had this like kind of shuffle, like it sounded like the Sweet, you know?
I would love to hear him re-record it with Douglas Copeland.
Yeah.
This full Generation
Really
X.
just like all of these concepts of generations merging.
These teachers are pretty
Greetings,
funny.
everyone. And if you are dancing, make sure you're dancing by yourselves, just like Billy Idol suggesting there for us.
Absolutely.
Mr. Murph with you as per normal. Not that I am.
That's you.
And with us back today is Mr. Lockwood. How are we today, Mr. Lockwood?
Absolutely amazingly well. How are you, Mr. Murph?
Maybe they're
Yeah, I'm well, actually, yeah.
maybe they're
Got a bit of extra colour
they're
in your
Kiwi.
face
I don't
and getting
know.
out into the
I
sun
should
a
figure
bit
this
more,
out.
Yeah, well, you know, all those walks down to Cafe Caltex to grab a coffee.
Yes. On your own, I hope.
No one within 1.5 metres
Well,
of
see,
me.
you
doing takeout coffee?
You're not telling the truth
No.
because I went
Yeah,
down
same.
with you the other day.
with
we
a
did-
tape measure, we connected it to
But when I
a
hear other
We
people
had
talk
two
about it,
metres
I'm like,
between us, didn't we?
ooh,
Easily.
so tempting.
Yes.
I
We didn't
know.
touch any surfaces we shouldn't have.
So this is 20
wash
minutes
their
long.
hands
I don't
when
really
we-
understand. I genuinely don't understand like what this is.
I think it's a podcast, man. It's just two guys talking about nothing.
Yeah, but it's for Bentley Primary School. I think it's a lesson for their kids, no?
These guys are just making a podcast for
You
children.
must, they called again. Make haste, it's now or never.
I think it's
I
a
don't know, man.
class.
That's
but it's
weird.
only 19 minutes long.
We should just listen to the whole thing.
We should, and then we could learn something. We could get a Australian
Finally.
primary level education. But I feel like primary obviously is like what we would call elementary school, but I feel like they were talking to like adult for these children.
Yeah.
And not just because they were playing a Jackin' anthem.
Listen, who loves to jag it more than children?
Well, I think primary age is too young.
I don't even know what you mean by, because we had junior and middle school.
Well, wait, what about like grade 1 to 7? Grade 1
Junior.
to 6.
That was junior till 5, and then middle is 6 through 8.
That's called junior in
so
Toronto?
Junior school was like grade like 1 through 5. Middle school was 6 through 8. And then high school was 9 through 13 or then 12.
The fuck?
And so yours is like elementary, like your English or whatever?
Yeah, like no, in when I lived in Scotland when I was a kid, it was called primary school, and then in Abbotsford it was called elementary school.
Gross.
But we just had it from like K to 7 and then 8 to 12. No dicking around. No grade 13. No going to extra places. None of that shit.
That's good. Keep it focused.
Yeah. What's your take? This is the second time we've talked about.
Why do you? It was like, are you putting on a Strokes song? Is this like a new
I am.
Strokes
Don't
song?
fucking ruin it. You're
Sorry.
ruining my setup.
I'm sorry. I just had questions.
It won't play. There we go. What is your take on the Strokes? This is the second time this has come up today, talking about the Strokes.
Yeah, I just like it. Never grabbed me. Like when Is This It came out.
You're like, is this it?
I was like, what? I borrowed the CD from someone. I was like, oh, like this is good. Like I wasn't like I hate it. But I think like I was just like it wasn't the laconicness of it. Like it just did not resonate with me at that time because I was again like all about maximalist sort of emo punk music.
Right.
Like Taking Back Sunday and the Strokes could not be more different in terms of like what what it is that you're trying to express. And so it just sort of it passed me by. And now objectively, like I think it's fucking great. And I wish I was nostalgic for it because I love those songs. I will put on the Strokes. Like I love like the sound. Like I'm in awe of like the sound of just like that record. Even like I just think it's like
Right.
It's objectively kind of a perfect album, and it means nothing to me, and I'm sad
Well,
about
the
that.
thing about the Strokes is that they're. I mean, it's bad to compare them to Weezer because they're so much better than new Weezer, but like it's all worth listening to. I think it's all good, and like it's just one of those things where like the press moved on or whatever, but it's all good in my opinion. But yeah, this new song, "Bad Decisions," is what's it called? Interpolates. Dancing with Myself in the chorus.
Wow, look at all these fucking words we're using this episode.
I know, but also people have pointed out that they think this song sounds like Blink a little bit, and I kind of do too.
Oh.
And not only that, but I think I mentioned this once before, but in Meet Me in the Bathroom, there's a part where the Strokes talk about how MCA was trying to lure them onto the label by saying that they had Blink-182, and the Strokes are like, so? I don't give a shit. So there's like kind of like, but I feel like they have kind of met again in this way, because it kind of, this song is very good.
Were you into them back in the day?
The Is This It hype, I absolutely didn't listen up to it at all because I was so mad about it. But then when I worked at HMV, I got Room on Fire and I became obsessed with that one. And then I went back and got into it.
This sounds like The Cure.
Yeah, maybe that's the Blink connection. This video's really good too. They're like clones of themselves. Okay, I think it's gonna turn into the Billy Idol thing.
Yeah, I love knowing the thing. Oh wow, yeah. Fuck, this band is really good.
I feel like they shouldn't have to like give royalties though. It's such a like simple melody that
No, I'm sorry. Do they actually like? Is this one of those things where they like had to add Billy Idol as a co-writer to avoid getting sued or whatever?
this part is also so good. They're so good at going to the minor chord. No, like when the song came out, it was already in the credits, so they must have known all along.
But it's like the same thing. Like that's just happened like now as a way of. I feel like we've talked about this before. Like avoiding lawsuits when you realize in like retrospect that you aped something, like how they added like the guys from Right Said Fred to the songwriting credits on what was the Taylor Swift song that just sounded like
Oh, yeah.
Look What You Made Me Do, right? And it
Right.
was like that came out and they had added the songwriting credits like just as a way of saying like, you know, Pikachu, please don't sue kind of thing.
There's two people credited on this as well, but I can't remember because it just sounds like the Strokes to me, and I think it's really good.
Yeah, that was sick. I remember like when because they played the Horseshoe and they did like a free show and it was like such a big deal and people were like lined up all the way like around the block onto Spadina, which is eventually intersects with Bloor Street.
Thank God.
And then New Music was there, which was like the much like news magazine style show. It was like so sick.
I feel like Nardwuar interviewed them that day too.
I don't remember the Strokes interview. What I remember is like it was such a big deal. Like they were just like the record wasn't even out yet, I think, but it was just literally when you could just be a buzz band or whatever, And they were interviewing people in line, and for some reason I have this etched in my fucking head where there's like some guy who was in line who was like, it's not a music, like it's bigger than music, it's a haircut or something like that, which is like actually kind of a funny thing to say. But as like a 15-year-old or whatever, I was like, this is superficial bullshit. And then like I just
Right.
And I hated like in the videos how they looked like they didn't give a shit, and I was like either listening to Taking Back Sunday or listening to like Minor Threat, and it was just like I just want to see people acting like they mean it.
Which are also just like different haircuts.
Totally, yeah. And like in retrospect, again, the laconic Strokes thing is like I was incapable of recognizing the subtlety in it, and like the
Yeah.
sort of like, especially like Julian, right? Like this sort of like simmering thing that is happening kind of behind the shades and the reverb.
It's so true. Yeah, like I mean, the Strokes are like insanely earnest.
Yeah.
And I feel like I would definitely like be belting it along if certain Strokes songs came on while I was doing the dishes.
And like that video, like just to like bring it back to like, remember for like 2 seconds at the beginning of this year where it was like, yo, is the world like forking and maybe like, are things going to be okay? And there was that video of the Strokes doing New York City Cops at the Bernie rally. And there's like Julian like leans back and accidentally hits the cop because there's so many people on stage that the cops have come on stage, and looks over at the cop and is like just like bewildered that he's singing New York City Cops and has accidentally pushed a cop. And it's like just such a magic moment. And it was like, Bernie is going to be president. The Strokes fucking rock. Like everything is good. And then we were wrong.
Yeah.
And-
And Julian got divorced, which is sad. I always cheering for these couples, but maybe he was just dancing by himself too much or
You know,
something.
and maybe sometimes divorce is good for people.
Well, it is, I'm sure. Yeah, but it still makes me sad.
That's fair.
Okay, let's get into covers, but I'm not going to play a Nightcore version. There's way too many interesting covers of this song.
Well,
that
I'm
we
sure this is like a very popular 80s
Yeah,
song.
and it's again one of these things where I'm like, when we talk about a song that actually like kind of has had some impact, it's quite an interesting journey, really.
Yeah.
But keeping it in the vein of Blink, so we know Travis shared a partner with Billy Idol. Future Blink member Matt Skiba did not cover it, but someone did cover it in the style of Alkaline Trio.
Yeah, and made like art
For
that looks like,
some
God
reason.
damn it. Yeah, this is sick.
It's so this is made by Jawed Boy. This was uploaded like a couple weeks ago as well.
Sick.
So this is Jawed Boy, Jordan Rupp music. There's art. I mean, you're gonna have to tell me if this sounds like Alkaline Trio because I won't know.
If you can hear the cape, we'll know. Oh yeah, this sounds exactly like Alkaline Trio. Yeah, you even know that this sounds like Alkaline Trio.
Sounds like Creed to me.
No.
Of Tokyo, or down in London town to go with the record selection and the mirror's reflection. I'm a dancing with myself when there's no one else in
Was it this slow on this album?
Like on which? Oh, did Alkaline Trio play this slow?
Yeah, like it was
Yeah,
just-
they definitely had like. Yeah, this definitely sounds like a type of Alkaline Trio song. Yeah, nailed
mean-
it. Absolutely nailed it.
well, good for them, I guess.
Thank you.
Definitely
I'm also,
like not my kind of thing.
I'm glad you aren't playing Nightcore, only because I think I mentioned to you, like I've literally been listening to just Blink Nightcore YouTube playlist, for 2 days. So like I think we both, we're both fortunate enough to be working right now, and we've both had really busy weeks, and so I was like working late last night. I was like, "Fuck, what is going to keep me up?" And so
Yeah.
the answer was like Nightcore, and I was just like, "Brrr," like fucking hacking. Just like
Well, speaking of cover songs too, a friend of the pod, Kyle Mabson, made one of his patented Mabson Enterprises compilations for 420, and it was all Sublime covers, and it was like they were due on Saturday night, and on Saturday I wasn't really doing anything. I'm like, oh fuck, fine, I don't even really like Sublime, but I'll do. So I did like a Santeria cover for the compilation. And everyone on the compilation had the idea to do Santeria. Everyone who did Santeria had the idea to do like a happy hardcore version. But I had a feeling like in case there's other happy hardcore ones, I'm going to make sure mine. So mine was 350 BPM. And I was listening to it over and over again, and I still keep listening to it. And it's like definitely like I'm giving myself brain damage.
It's honestly a beautiful cover. And so for people who haven't checked out the comp, the whole comp is like, it's a wild ride. Like I put it on in my house. I was like, Ashley, do you mind if I play this? And because I listened to your song and the first song, which are like kind of nutty but normal, and a lot of it is like just straight up like it just reminds me of like SoundCloud. Like it's like just noise and jokes. But some of the shit on there is like legitimately sick.
Yeah,
including
and also,
your cover.
And Tim, aka I think Nine mentioned Bruce or whatever, the guy that I ran into at Harvard, who's a fan of the pod, he did one too, and he samples the pod on his
Yeah.
But anyways, I wasn't trying to plug that. I was just trying to say making
Well,
it and
I'm plugging it for you.
and
Josiah.
making
Everyone
it and
listen
listening to it is I was like feeling. Even as I was like working on it, I was like, I feel like I can see through time right now, listening to this.
I think I told you this, but it was like you sort of creating like such a gift for me. I felt like on 420 was like the equivalent of me writing a new hymn,
Right.
just in honor of your people and your culture.
Okay, so we've covered Alkaline Trio. Actually, I'm not going to play this one that I just sent you. So there's Alkaline Trio, and then there's the other sort of contemporaries, Green Day. This is them covering it in 2000.
Do you want to hear a Billy Idol song?
No. Play She. Just always play She only.
This is basically
There's like a more modern version of them covering this too, where they let the extra guitarist sing.
What is the sticker on Billy Joe's guitar that is having to be blurred out?
Oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah, there's like, and it's like old, like they're having trouble kind of like mapping it.
I love when he used to have this slouch. Like, honestly, if Green Day didn't dress so business casual, they'd still be cool. But
Man has a straight up curved spine.
he looks so dumpy and cool.
They are a very good band.
Show your support. Come on now. Okay, we didn't really have an opening band. So
Like the
we
idea
still
that
have-
they are just fucking around in front, like so. This was like the warning tour. Like they're like one of the biggest rock bands in the world, and they're just like, we're gonna play 20 seconds of a Billy Idol cover, and then just like
And then they played, I guess, Blitzkrieg Bop after. But yeah, there's Green Day. Like, also, honestly, like Billy Joe keeps doing these covers every week now. And like, I've already forgotten about that bad album and the cocaine ad because he's already so cool again.
no trap beats, no
Yeah,
rap,
like,
no
but-
people of color, and you're like, oh
It's
no,
so weird. He's so easy to forgive because
Yeah.
Billy Joe. It's like, it's fine.
He just like because I think because you know that he fundamentally means well. It's like the same as Adam Sandler.
Yeah, but it's not the same as Adam Sandler because, like, Adam Sandler has no concept of cool. And so that's why he gets a free pass, whereas Billy Joe, like, knows how to be cool and technically knows what is cool, but he's still just kind of like an embarrassing aging punk. Like, there's something about it.
See, I don't know that that's true, though. I think he just likes enough cool things that he comes across as cool. But, like, think about Broadway Idiot and the, like, tremendous enthusiasm that this man had for, like, what was a like, with, like, total, like, even as someone who likes musicals, was, like, not cool. And just him in a big floppy beanie being like, this is so cool. And you're like, it's not, though. It's not cool.
But then he always, like, snaps back into, like, original Billy Joe stance. And you're like, okay, fine. He's cool again.
Yeah, of
Like, just
course.
when he, like, strums power chords, when his, like, you see videos of him at home, maybe on Instagram or something, and his electric guitar's not plugged in, and he's doing that, like, just, like, doing really fast chord hitting with, like, I don't know what that's called when you do
Fast
that.
chord hitting. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so cool. Anyways, have you heard of a band called 30 Foot Fall?
This sounds like a Christian band.
I know, I thought so too, but it's like actually just like early pop punk band that's like kind of important.
Wow.
And this is from I just searched 30 Foot Fall and it's just showing dead teens who fall off of a
shit.
cliff. So that's
Always
pretty cool.
teens, right? Like, no sensible middle-aged people have ever fallen off of a cliff. That's a young man's game.
Yeah, they're too. It's because they always have walking sticks, which probably saved their lives. This band, 30 Foot Fall, did this cover for like something called Fearless Flush samplers, which I think is probably pre-Punk Goes compilation. We're not going to
They'd
listen
really
to this whole,
nailed the branding on something like that, you know?
We're not going to listen to this whole cover because it's 10 minutes long. But oh, is that how it starts? No, I skipped ahead too much. Wait. No, maybe that is how it starts. Yeah.
We know it's ready for the ball.
There's all these so basically they cover the song but then they break off into impressions of The Offspring, Green Day, Assorted Jelly Beans, Megadeth, Slayer, and NoFX.
Oh, wow.
And White Zombie
Associated-
and Propagandhi.
Sorry, I'm looking at the associated acts on Wikipedia. Phoenix TX, as well as a band called Skeleton Dick. So do they tell you which band they're covering?
No.
Like what the impression is?
Well, maybe, I don't know. Like, should I skip ahead a bit? This is 10 minutes long.
This is a 10-minute cover of Dancing
That's what I'm
Myself.
saying.
Yeah, let's skip ahead.
It sounds pretty good, though, in general.
I want to hear the Offspring impression.
And Propagandhi, I feel like you'd be all over that shit.
There's not like any indication in the description, you know, like 3 minutes. Maybe this is where the myth of it being about jerking it comes from.
Yeah, I think we have to try to guess who the...
Well, this is obviously Propagandhi.
Who's totally Pennywise.
I could definitely imagine listening to that with my bros.
Oh, wait, and then they...
Slayer. Wait, hey, wait. Let's play Slayer. Okay, hold on. Let's play Slayer. This is that Slayer song off Rain and Blood. Fucking Satan, man.
I mean, this is just them covering Slayer.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's actually a secret track after their already like 5-minute long cover of this. Wow, what
Yeah,
an
there was
annoying,
that.
what a truly annoying band.
But I am curious about Skeleton Dick now for sure.
Me too, and I wanted to ask you, so then, like, can you remember...
No, my
maybe not
dick has human meat on it.
Can you remember the age or at least the feeling of disappointment when you learned that dicks didn't have bones in them? Because that's like... I feel like I just learned that like last year or something. It's like,
No, I can't.
I feel like that. No, it's probably like in what I would have called junior high, or maybe even late elementary school for me, like grade 7 or grade 8.
Wow.
A teacher
Really?
in health class being like, Yeah, so there's not actually a bone in there. It's just like blood and veins and shit, and being like, oh, what? Everything I believed is a lie.
I don't even care about my dick anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry you had to go through that, man. That can be,
Did you just
traumatizing.
always know there was no bone?
I mean,
There's a boneless wing down there.
yeah, exactly. I think I've always had a very good sense of my own body.
Because you're always looking at yourself in the mirror while you dance.
Exactly. I've known myself from a very early age.
So I don't know anything about the Donnas, but they covered it also for the Mean Girls soundtrack.
I always like wished I liked the Donnas more. Maybe I'm gonna get into the Donnas during quarantine.
That's a really nice drum sound, actually.
You know when you were a kid? Yeah.
What?
When you were a kid and you'd buy like a magazine, like you'd be at a record store or something, like a cool record store, and then you'd like read that same magazine, like 'cause you only had 5 good magazines. Like
Yeah.
you just read it like a dozen times for some reason.
Yeah.
And so the first time I ever, okay, hold on.
I actually think that this sounds like the definitive version of it to me.
This is really good. This definitely feels like how it was supposed to be.
Yeah. Also, you must love Mean Girls, right?
Of course I love Mean Girls. Also filmed in Etobicoke.
Oh, really?
Yeah. UCI was filmed at Ashley's High School.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that remarkable? Across the street from where she grew up.
Okay, what were you just saying about music magazines?
Right. So the first time I bought an alternative press, it had Power Man 5000 on the cover, and there was like a big feature on the Donnas, and I'd never heard the Donnas before, but they seemed very cool, and I just like read about the Donnas all the time, and never bought the same article about the Donnas like 100 times. Never bought a Donna CD, and then eventually like heard someone was like, "It's fine." Like I think I got the wrong record. I don't know.
Maybe. Oh, so they were like on lookout before.
Yeah, they're like a cool band.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of missed that too.
Yeah, it's
Probably
one of those
just-
things that misses you. I guess because we're sexist.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I definitely probably was when I was
probably,
like 13. When I was
Yeah.
13, I probably was like, I don't want to listen to this girl punk.
Oh yeah, a girl band.
Chicks. But then when I turned 34 last year, I decided to finally open up my ears.
Clean
to
up
that.
your act, yeah. But of course, only in public. In private, you're still the same piece of shit.
Exactly. No, but that honestly did sound really good.
Yeah, that was fucking sick.
That was a really good cover. And now they're going to get really bad for a little while.
Oh, okay. I see what you've been doing here because I've been like, damn, this is fucking great. It's all good bands.
This is a Psychobilly cover of the song by the band
Yes.
Lost Souls.
Did you ever like think you were into psychobilly?
Did you?
I owned like, a Tiger Army CD, and I saw a psychobilly band play. I can't remember the name.
This is so terrifying. And also, there's this like horrifying cartoon drawing on the art. And I'm now just noticing that everyone's wearing Confederate flag gear.
Yeah. Oh, I saw the Horror Pops play. It's like I bought a ticket to a Horror Pops show. Saw them play the Weaver. And was like, do I like? Like I was,
You just kind of, yeah, well, it's because you're right. You only had 5 magazines back then.
Yeah.
Kind of just like all your shit was tagged wrong
I was-
on your
I-
computer.
I wanna be
You're just,
clear,
Like,
I
trying
was-
to figure it out.
I was in university at this point.
So you're really just outing
You're still
yourself.
finding yourself at that point,
I think there was like, of course, sorry to keep bringing it back to that, but there was a Christian psychobilly band that I saw one time. And even then, as a 12-year-old who liked Christian ska, I was like, this is not for me.
I'm not sure. It's just like, it feels like one of those things that, like, there are certain genres that you can't be casually into. Like, you can, like, you can maybe like sort of the proto versions of those bands, like Oi, like you could be like, okay, like whatever, like Coxbar, whatever the proto Oi shit is good, and then
That's the only one you know. Just admit it.
Of course, that's the only one.
Probably the only
Are the
one I know,
Revolting
too.
Cocks like an Oi band?
You're just saying cock once.
I'm just naming dick bands. And psychobilly is one of those things. Like you can't You can't just
But what's like proto psychobilly? Is that like the Cramps? Because they seem awful. I don't think I've ever
it's
heard
the
them, but I
Cramps.
don't
Yeah,
like them.
and that's why I've always like I've never given a shit about the Cramps.
I mean, sometimes you go into a rockabilly store and you're like, okay, honestly, these shoes are cool as hell, but I'm not going to wear these shoes. Like when I'm going to walk around wearing like a Rat Fink costume.
I remember the first time I saw Grade play was already like pretty late. Like it was on Head First Straight to Hell, which is like the power metal record. And it was at the point where they were all like super gothy. I remember they walked on stage and they all had like massive creepers on. And I was like, I want those. That's how I want to look. And mercifully, I never bought creepers, and it was never how I looked.
Well, I think creepers became cool again a couple years ago too. But
did they?
Yeah, they did. But like,
shit.
I don't know. Some things should not be revisited. We need to learn from our past. I think as a people,
it's true. So the Cramps pioneering the Meteors' first true psychobilly band.
Yeah, I don't know. I think just if there's Billy in the genre name, it's not good. Wait, and they didn't even do a Psychobilly Idol. Play on words. It's very disappointing.
Not they're so focused on like cuffing, procedures that I suspect that like puns is not sort of it's not ska music. Like puns are
the
not
phrase
sort of
cuffing season used to just reference band practice for these guys, and then it became its own thing. But okay, what about? Are you aware of something called? Because you're a YouTube guy. Are you aware of something called postmodern jukebox?
I don't think so.
Part of it is like this fucking awful guy named, I think, Puddles the Clown, who does a horrifying.
Oh yeah,
All the
I know
Small
exactly what you're
version.
talking about. Yeah, of course.
This is for like not even like rockabilly store people. Like I don't even know where these people who dress like are they called flappers? Is that it?
Again, similarly,
The
not
Great
something.
Gatsby kind of people.
Yeah, that's flappers. Yeah.
So this is postmodern jukebox featuring Chloe Fioranzo.
Yeah, because the Puddles the Clown stuff is
It's just wretched. This is really bad too, though.
Because I don't know who this is for. Because it's not ironic.
No, it's for like people who are horse girls but aren't into horses anymore.
Growing out of horses. Because like I
think this is like very homeschooled kind of culture. Maybe
because I'll defend Richard Cheese, which obviously sort of comes from a similar impulse.
Yeah.
But like there's a wink in Richard Cheese that is like this is just super straight.
I also think being the age that I am and kind of growing up around cool older people, in my mind, the word postmodern is associated with like cool alternative underground culture. So in my mind, the phrase, even though postmodern is just like Greg Proops ass shit now, to me, it's like I think of postmodern as being cool and not being whatever the fuck this is.
Well, I think it's sort of like even when you said it, like postmodern jukebox, I was like, I mean, it rang a bell because I've definitely seen those Puddles videos. But I was like, maybe it's like one of these weird like Alan tutorials or like meat torso, like one of those like very strange like YouTube phenomena things that is like cool, but that is not what this is.
I think her earrings are little vinyls. I think she's wearing earrings of little mini vinyls. 45s.
I should get those for you for your birthday.
I think my holes in my ears still work. So
I'd love to hear about your holes.
My holes. Hey, if the holes work, pack it in there. So I mean, yeah, this is like, to me, postmodernism should be like, I don't know, deconstructing something about this, but this is like extremely
constructing
postmodern. Yeah, this is just like earnestly being the most embarrassing nerd ever.
Yeah.
And I hate it a lot. So thanks for making me watch that, Sam.
I'm so sorry. I feel really bad.
The next one is not going to load because it's a preview, I think, is why.
Oh.
It's even worse. So maybe we're being saved, actually.
That's fine with me, man.
Yeah,
I love to be saved.
It's the cast of Glee singing it.
Oh no! Come on, make that work, man.
Okay, here if you click the link at the same time as me, then we'll both be able to hear it. Okay, ready?
Okay, ready. 3, 2, 1.
It already started on my end.
Oh fuck. Okay.
It's just a preview too. I don't want to pay for the whole song.
or down another town to go. With
That
the
acoustic guitar is
reflection with the
disgusting.
mirror
It's a
reflection, I'm
bad
dancing
song.
with myself. When there's
No.
one else
I don't like this, if that helps you.
But you probably like Glee, I would assume.
I watched like a couple episodes of Glee. I don't like those
I feel like
kinds of
everyone
shows.
from
Like, I didn't
that
like the
show-
OC.
Oh, you didn't like the OC either?
No.
Is that the same kind of show?
Isn't it like, you know, like teen dramas like from that era?
Well, this is definitely post the OC, but I thought Glee was like this kind of like new camp, like American Horror Story type shit.
No.
That guy. Isn't it the same? I think it's the same guy that making them.
I don't know, but
And
like,
also-
just because something has gay characters doesn't make it camp. And it was like there's nothing really campy about Glee. It's just corny.
I definitely think that you're wrong about that. But also, I'm looking at this cast of Glee and like, aren't all these people dead now? I think
Yeah,
like a lot of them are dead. The Mohawk guy is like a pedophile, right? Or he's dead and a pedophile. I think
I think they're all dead pedophiles.
at least one of them is a deadophile. But I think you just look at this shimmering bright image and listen to this disgustingly clean guitar tone from 10 years ago and realize that most of these people are either dead or as good as dead via cancellation.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Dead to us.
yeah, so that's pretty gross.
I didn't like that.
Here's probably
I don't like this section of the covers.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're actually almost there, which is good because I got to talk to our guest. So this
Oh,
one
very
is
exciting.
This one is really so. This is this little YouTube channel is called The Butcher and the Florist, which I think is really good pint and pagement energy.
Yeah.
This one I would recommend because I'm not going to remember to post this on Friday, but I'd recommend you look up The Butcher and the Florist so you can see what they look like because.
Oh, they subverted it because he looks like a gruff man, and she looks like, you know, maybe she works the flowers.
She does a lot of really good eye contact into the camera.
She sort of looks like, oh, I hate the eye contact. Like, I can't look at it. It's, holy shit. She looks sort of like Carly Rae Jepsen, but like mixed with Anna Klumsky.
Yeah, that's fair. And
But
he
then-
just looks like a butcher,
Yeah.
but he's not, apparently.
She's just like, she looks too much like she means it. I can't handle it.
Yeah, everyone needs to turn down the wetness on all of their mics, too, in these last two covers.
This episode is sopping.
It's seriously drenched. We've been dancing with ourselves too much. She's still just staring right at me.
Yeah, like, you can look at a camera. What is it about some people where it just,
They're not looking at the camera, they're looking at me.
yeah. Like, even there's a side shot in this where she continues to look straight ahead, and even that I find unsettling because I'm like, eventually she's going to be looking at me again, and I don't want it.
Well, I was expecting her to turn to the side shot, but she doesn't.
Like a newscaster, just. And like the florist is sort of just, you know, grooving, eyes down, focused on playing guitar.
And also,
Butchers.
there's no way with this level of sopping wetness on everything, there's no way that they're not lip syncing right now. Because they
Yeah.
have like mics like deep down, they're deep throating the mic on this
Yeah.
cover. Oh my god, wait, watch this, watch the florist's eyes right now when he looks at her. It's really good.
Weird. I like the florist vibe. You know, Butcher's got pipes, but wet pipes.
They're wet. Okay, here's the jazz version of the song.
I feel like she knows all of my secrets now.
She does. This is the Jazz Goes Punk YouTube playlist that we've played from before, where it's like half of it is Richard Cheese, so I don't know what this is. Oh, it's so gross.
Imagine if like
normie
this was
culture's-
literally the kind of music that you like. It's always like,
I know,
what do you
like,
like
normie
jazz. You're like,
culture's
oh, like, you know, like Mingus Davis, like, you know, Coleman, like, what's it, the classics. It's like, no. I love any jazz where someone goes,
Yeah, like
like, I get that it's no more of an affectation than festivals, but it's disgusting.
It's like people. It's like Anna Kendrick music.
Yeah. I did watch Pitch Perfect for the first time this year.
This is very much your kind of culture then here.
Yeah. No, because Pitch Perfect is like a trap beat and then also a cappella on top. That's the whole thing about Pitch Perfect.
Yeah,
It's
this kind of like
remixes.
weird, like funky jazz cover is like for people who still have fully stocked CD towers in their living room. I don't know why. It just made me think of that. Like, it's like someone who's like,
But I'm worried if I give them away, I like lose my personality.
that's true. Well, that's the problem is we've all built our personalities around music, and it was a big mistake.
But specifically around compact discs.
Okay, well, let's bring it back to a more of a Blink-155 kind of feel. This is Voices of the Unheard.
Of course, as we always platform, marginalized voices. Yes.
Exactly. And these guys are very marginalized. They've been relocated. I don't know if that's the right word. Relegated?
Relegated. Yeah.
Relegated to the Car Party 2014. We've got an HD cam that's so HD where it almost looks like they're green screened in. We've got an intro with like After Effects shit. We've got some boys in shorts playing beside the garage while no one watches and people duck to walk under the camera, to walk by. I mean, this is just the dream video. Batman tank top. Size
like-
triple XL cargo shorts on like a 32 waist man.
Sorry, did you already say the huge flag?
No, I didn't mention there's a
There's like a 12-foot American flag.
and the cover is perfect.
One of their friends is wearing a Pink Floyd shirt, and there's like 2 camping chairs behind the drummer's V-drums.
And the kid just ran by. Some guy's walking around touching them. Oh, he's playing electric drums. I also
Yeah,
love
they're
that the
V-drums. So there's
the
like
kid is-
a wall of amps to get the drum sound.
And the kid is like, he's playing the bass by finger picking, which is always like, such a funny move.
No,
Respect to those who do it, but
Justin.
does he do that?
fingerpicks. Yeah, in junior.
Oh
battles.
yeah, actually, I've seen pictures and I'm like, damn. I mean, it's hard, and if you can pull it off, more respect to you.
Honestly, the best thing about finger picking in a punk band is that, like, if I guess if you were finger picking on guitar, you'd probably have the same reaction. But if you ever play with another band where the bass player doesn't play with a pick, it's like so beautiful the moment that they will share. So like Brad from Wilhelm Scream, like no pick, plays with his hands. Tia
But-
from Bridge and Tunnel, no pick. Just love it.
Amazing. Well, what I was trying to get at was like the no pick thing is like an affectation that's kind of cool, kind of like unique. But then seeing it on like a Les Paul shaped bass is so weird.
I also think you just think it's an affectation because of like maybe being so punk, but like I think it's also just like maybe if you like learned bass in school,
Yeah, no, I used to play bass with no pick in church actually.
Yeah, exactly.
But I always thought it was more about like getting the low tone.
No, I
filling
think
it in.
I think it's just like if you were playing in stage band, you're like, and then only in punk are you just like do 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 do.
Yeah.
Like that's particular to our problem.
Why do they look green screened into this video?
I don't know. I think it's because it's too HD. It's like how everything in 4K just looks fake as shit.
Yeah, it's very
This
good.
video is extremely Blink-155.
Yeah, like we need to get back to reality. Okay, actually, I'm not going to play that one yet. I'm going to play.
Imagine hanging out in the backyard, like in the backyard with your friends, big American flag, just fucking crushing bottled water.
booze.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a metal cover by Throne of Pigs.
Yes. Okay, this is good.
This is a real band. It's not like a joke.
Okay, well, that's the thing is I was going to say off the top, I was like, honestly, I think one of the worst genres to just like joke within if you're not like a true head is metal. Like just being like, ooh, haha, it sucks. And as soon as it all came in, I was like, yo, this is fucking
Well,
tight.
I agree with you if it's like Bacon Lord metal, but since the Throne of Pigs is listed as a one-man terror EBM aggro tech industrial metal black metal band from Northeast Texas, I'm like, yeah, you can make jokes because that's like you clearly
you
get
heard
it.
Yeah. This is fucking good.
There was a band that I loved when I was in
Bandcamp or something.
I don't know. It's on YouTube here, but maybe it is. There's like a whole album on here. There was a band that I loved.
Sulphur Springs, Texas.
When I was like a teen, there was a band I loved called Johnny X and the Grodies that had like this kind of beats, but I don't remember what the music sounds like, and I don't want to revisit them because I remember loving it as like a Locust fan teen, and I'm scared to revisit it. Johnny X and the Grodies now, but
Yeah, some things like I can't remember what I listened to recently, but it was like a real. Okay, what else? They have a Nine Inch Nails cover on their SoundCloud. Yeah, Marilyn Manson cover. So the rest of these are all way more.
they all
expected.
track.
Yeah. Skin Graft, Valley of Rats, Violent Protector. Fuck, Throne of Pigs rocks ass.
Hell yeah. Okay, there's two left. This is DJ Gunga, G-U-N-N-G-A. This is a drum and bass remix. And it's 5 minutes long.
Sorry, Throne of Pigs does have a song called Walk Backwards into Hell, which makes me think that there is a sense of humor at play here.
Oh, yeah.
The classic. Okay, wait. Am I waiting for something now?
Is it not playing?
It's not playing.
Oh, no.
Hold on, try it again. Oh, okay, it's playing now.
Okay. This is DJ Gunga. This one's really good.
What's your favorite drill tweet?
Why would you
Just think
ask
about the
me
Walk
that?
Backwards into Hell thing.
Oh, right, okay. I think it's the one that things that are bad and good are all the same.
Oh, yeah, you have.
But I actually like genuinely believe that one, and I think it's ironic, but I think it's true.
Yeah.
This is a very good cover. Can you see the waveform? What's it? I feel like
No,
we're-
I can't, because I'm just looking at it in the Watch Together window.
Oh, doesn't it show it? I can see it.
No, it's fine. Imagine, like,
We're just ascending a roller coaster right
I know
now,
you
basically.
don't like to dance, but imagine you were just like out, jacked on kombucha,
It's true.
hanging with pals, and this song came on.
dancing
You're
right
telling
now,
me you wouldn't
actually.
like do a little jig on the spot?
Here we go.
Fuck yes. Oh,
All right, I was hoping it would maybe be in key with the rest of the song, but it's still good.
I mean, yeah, it just sort of becomes like a pretty normal drum and bass song, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in that basement with a lava lamp. Getting high on vibes.
Levelers are so tight.
All right, so, I mean, that's DJ Gunga. And finally, I'm playing this one because it's another quarantine recording. And it's like it's like a kind of indie kind of version. What is this person's name? Watch Together is a very confusing app. Pizza Girl has made this. A cover song I recorded in Hour of Self-Isolation. This is from March 21st. A cover by Pizza Girl. From Liverpool.
Ah! I really just like hearing it.
I know, it's fun to say. Liverpool.
Liverpudlian. So sweet.
The song works as this kind of like Cure-esque.
Yeah. I think I've been listening to a lot of The Cure, and so everything extra sounds like The Cure, but this sounds like The Cure.
Can't wait to get Robert Smith on the pod.
It's happening.
Maybe after our big get this week.
That's when we could send this episode to Robert Smith's publicist. Hopefully they don't listen. This
This is fucking awesome. It's really good. I wonder if there's anything else. Ooh, nice. That's so good because I feel like a lot of these like artists that sound like Dive or whatever are like, to me personally, I don't really connect with the songs, and I feel like it's more aesthetics first. But then hearing someone apply those aesthetics to like a classic power pop banger,
Totally, yeah.
it works really well.
Yeah, just like take a perfect melody and then like just give it that feel. Fuck, that was awesome.
So I guess my final thought is I'm still undecided whether it's Blink-182 or the Donnas or the Butcher and the Florist who have the definitive version of Dancing with Myself. But I don't know. I mean, I guess, do you feel like Blink-182 made this a Blink-182 song, or does it still it feels like their version rules, but it still sounds like a cover by Blink-182?
Yeah, they all kind of sound the same. Like, it's not like they're doing like punk beat. And when I think back on just like all those Napster ska punk cover of like the Archies, you know, like ska punk cover of Bob Marley, and it was always just like the defining thing was just like take a song and just go bop bop and bop, or do a like the third wave ska thing. And this is not that. It's just like a loud cover with like kind of dumber background vocals and then like dick talk at the end, and it's fucking great. But yeah, it really is just like it's that. It's like a very, very straight cover of a great song that, I mean, maybe we don't have to agree on a definitive version. Maybe we can just say that they're all tight.
Yeah.
That's my cop-out answer. My definitive version is the one that you love the
Life
most.
Itself.
Good listener. Oh, yeah. The definitive version is me.
Well, you're not going to believe this, Sam, but whether or not we can find out a definitive version, you're not going to believe this.
Okay.
But actually, we've managed to get the actual Billy Idol himself
Are you fucking serious?
on the pod this week.
Because I mean, like months ago, I had emailed like the press contact on his website. Remember we talked about this, and I never heard back. We bumped.
I was
it.
actually,
Like, okay, you know,
to
it's
be
kinda-
honest with you, when that little ad came out about idling your car, I was using that to try to find some contacts as well. But that didn't work either. But no, I just Googled and I filled out a form email on this website.
Holy shit!
And yeah, so I mean, whether or not he's
Is this the
Blink
biggest guest we've
version-
ever had on the pod? Like I know, like Mark Hoppus, Dan Reynolds, but like this is
think
it,
so.
right? This is like. Are we
Definitely
finally going to get written about
this
in
one-
Podmass?
Maybe this is the one that's going in the example sentence when I'm booking other guests. This is going to the front of the line.
For sure.
Billy Idol has been on Blink-155. And I'm just going to hope
Well,
that
not
they
yet.
and the listeners don't read the small print. I cannot believe that this actually worked, but we've actually, man, this is honestly so crazy. I don't even want to introduce him because I'm so intimidated right now, but I can't believe we've booked on the show the one and only Billy Idol. Welcome to Blink-155, Billy Idol.
Well, thank you very much for having me on.
And so what are you up to tonight, Billy?
Well, you know, I've had a few concerts canceled, as you know. We're all kind of like, you know, kind of at home. You know, it's kind of cramping my style. But yeah, I was supposed to be in Vegas last month, and then the whole thing got shut down. And, you know, so here we are. We're trying to make the best of it. But music goes on, you know. We've got to rock and roll.
Right. So, Billy, have you ever heard I don't know if you're aware, but this week we're talking about the band Blink-182. They're kind of an American pop punk band, but they've covered one of your early hits, Dancing with Myself. Are you aware of the band Blink-182?
Oh, I definitely know Blink-182, but I'll confess I did not know they did Dancing with Myself. That's, of course, awesome.
Yeah. So you're a fan? Like, I don't know. Some people think that maybe they're not very punk or something.
Well, you know, it's like just because I grew up in, you know, kind of was one of the forefathers of the punk thing doesn't mean I like all types of music, you know, And so, no, Blink 182 is like, cool.
Right. Amazing. And what about, have you ever heard, because whenever we say the name Billy Idol, we keep accidentally saying Billie Eilish. Have you ever heard of that singer?
Oh, yes, I have. She's an amazing young talent, but that has been a little bit, I know what you're saying. Yes, I do. It's like the names are a little bit close,
So Billy,
it's okay.
I'm not looking at you right now. I'm not seeing the patented blonde hair look, but I am noticing there's a hint of, maybe it's just because I'm not looking at you, but is it because you've lived in America? Do you live in America? There's just a hint of an American accent coming through.
Well, that's right, because actually I grew up in two places, There was Sussex over in England, the UK. But then when I was 4, my father actually had to transfer over to the United States for some jobs. So the truth is I've actually grown up as like a dual citizen of the UK as well as the Americas.
I see.
So that's why. And so, LA is my other main home.
I see. Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for like young rockers out there who are like trying to be rockers?
The main thing is you got to just be true to yourself, get in that garage, do your own thing. It doesn't matter. You're going to find your audience. So just sing your truth, play your truth, get with a good group, a good band of people that are in it like you are, and just go for it, because that's what it's all about, creativity and authenticity.
Right. Wow. That's so inspiring. And also, I'm just kind of curious. So it's kind of, I assume you're in Los Angeles right now because it's evening for both of us. I'm kind of curious, what does Billy Idol wear while he's just kind of kicking back in his crib?
Well, often not that much, actually. Oh yeah, you can't wear the leather pants and the jacket every day. Everybody thinks I walk around looking like a punk rocker all the time, but no, I still like black shorts are still good. Just the basics. Maybe a tank top or whatever with some skulls on it. Got to keep it a little bit hardcore.
So I asked you how to be a rocker, but then you've just brought up kind of the P word as an important distinction. What does the word punk mean to you, Billy Idol?
Punk, it means a lot of things because it's been distorted and changed over the years by many generations. But to me, punk just means authenticity, going against the common man, going against the grain. You've got to be yourself. And whether it's music or doing your own thing, it's kind of countercultural. But the bottom line is you have to be your authentic self. And if that means being yourself because you are very different than others, it doesn't matter. You have to rebel and just, live your truth.
You have to rebel yell about it, I guess.
Absolutely. Rebel yell. That's right.
Is the song Dancing With Myself, this is a crucial thing that I need the real Billy Idol, who I have right here with me, to answer.
Sure.
Is the song Dancing With Myself about masturbation?
Well, let's see here. I could say that I don't think it was originally about that, but then over time I thought, oh, well, yeah, I guess there are some metaphors there. Yeah. There's a video I did, actually. It was, oh, my God, back in the 80s, it was, oh, my God, I'm blanking. Where I started the video and I'm in the bed and everything's swirling around me in the video. This was the days of MTV. You're too young to know MTV, probably. So the very beginning of the shot, I'm under the covers and they're filming it. And actually, if you look very closely, I'm kind of doing not nice things to myself as the video is playing, and they kept it in the tape. So it was pretty cool.
You just decided,
and it wasn't the Dancing With Myself video. It was, oh my God, I gotta know. I should know. It's my own song. It's not Cradle of Love. Which one is that? I'll think of it. But anyway, yeah. So,
So you're saying that Billy Idol does, he's willing to do it. You are willing to do it on camera. So you're assuming that yourself, when you were writing Dancing with Myself, may have had a, openness to that interpretation.
Absolutely, of course, because, Dancing with Myself let's face it, right now, we're all dancing with ourselves, right? Right now we're sheltering in place by ourselves, but I'd prefer to do much more exciting things, you know what I'm saying? So,
Right, while you're walking around.
Preferably not by myself, but, I'm not really used to that, Usually there's ladies pounding at the door, but, in fact, ladies, keep it down in there. We're supposed to be social distancing. 6 feet, remember?
Right.
Sorry.
So
sorry.
Let's be punk by your definition. Let's be authentic. I think it's time to pull the. Let's
pull the plug. Okay.
Let's take the. Take the blinders off. Let's tell the truth here. Is what I'm saying. Let's get rid of pretense. I'm sorry for misleading everyone. I was too excited.
Okay.
But you're not actually Billy Idol, are you?
I'm the next best thing. No, I'm Scotty Idol.
Your name is Scotty Idol.
So no, I'm an impersonator. I'm an impersonator of Billy Idol. That's correct.
And so you are like, I think because I was thinking I gotta find Billy Idol impersonator. I think when you search Billy Idol impersonator, you're, if not the top, maybe the second top result. I'm not sure. Are there a lot of Billy Idol impersonators out there? And do you hate them?
No, I don't hate them at all. But funny that you ask. No, I'm one of the newest ones on the scene. I'm still talking like Billy. Okay, I'm the newest one on the scene, probably about 8 years now. But I will say this: I am probably the most well-known in Northern California. There's another guy who's been doing it longer than I have in Southern California. There are about 4 or 5 of us that do it seriously. And I would say of the 5, only about 2 or 3 of us are still doing it fairly constantly.
How? Because I guess
I'm just on the upward trajectory of my career. So I'm one of the newbies. So I'm going to give these guys a run for their money. So
are you like? Is this your full-time job?
No, it's just part-time.
Okay,
it's just part-time. It started off as fun, turned into a hobby. I started liking it a lot, and I'm gradually starting to make more money at it. But the thing is, I love it so much. I do it just because.
Right.
It's just too Billy Idol. And I just remember the name of that video that he did. It's called Catch My Fall. Just gotta tell you got to check it out on MTV. It's called Catch My Fall. It's one of the best videos MTV did. It's a great videography. And when you watch the beginning, Billy's in bed, and you just watch him, and you will see what I'm talking about. He's definitely dancing with himself. And it's amazing that it was allowed to go through in the 80s. Just saying.
Right. So, I mean, I'm looking at some photos of you. I'm really hoping that, I wish this was a video medium, but it's great to hear just the Billy voice separate from the body. But you've nailed the look, absolutely. Like, what's been the evolution? I guess, first of all, at what point were you like, I have some Billy Idol inside of me that I need to exercise here?
Well, I realized it about 9 years ago. I did a local TV show called, it was an 80s dance party show in San Francisco. Basically, volunteers go. They once a month go and do a taping. It's a dance party. They get 100 volunteers to dress up in 80s costumes and dance to 80s classics. So I did it with some friends. And everybody, you dress up in an outfit. I thought, well, who do I look like? And people said, oh, why don't you do Billy Idol? And I said, okay. So I did. I love doing the taping. I got addicted to the show and doing it. And I said, I don't want to just do this once a month. I want to dress up in this outfit like more.
Yeah.
And then it turned into an addiction. And then I started going to other dance clubs. Then I started to practice being Billy. Pretty soon I'm on stage dancing to Billy songs. Then I'm lip syncing Now I sing. Now I perform. It just took off. So here I am, and it's been fantastic.
So were you growing up, were you a big Billy Idol fan?
Okay, to be very honest, I wasn't a bona fide big Billy Idol fan. However, I'm old enough to know MTV when it came on. You know, that was such an incredible medium in the 80s. So you had people like, Madonna, Cyndi Lauper, Billy Idol. Many stars were born on MTV, on that TV channel back in the 80s. So when I saw his videos, it was like I went, what guy wouldn't want to be him? Because he was cool and got all the girls, and it was just like the ultimate. So I always liked him, but to be honest, I didn't know that I would years later end up doing him, so to speak. Not really doing him. No, that didn't. Now I'm not dancing with myself anymore, am I? Oh no, sorry, Billy. But it doesn't go that way.
I mean, even in in my poorly prepared interview with Billy Idol, which would have probably gone about the same if it was the real Billy Idol, you're able to kind of know enough about him that you can pretend. Like, how much research have you done on the guy now?
Oh, a lot. I've met him 3 times.
Oh, wow.
I've spoken with him. The funny thing is, we're a lot alike. Is in his personal life, he seems kind of more low-key, down-to-earth. It's only when he get on stage that he does, his famous songs and the swearing and all that. But the truth is, he's a down-to-earth good guy underneath the punk rock exterior. It's all authentic.
Right.
It's just different sides of himself. And I've discovered that I'm a lot like that myself as a real person.
Were you kind of nervous to meet him, or how did it go, like, in terms of...
Terrified. I was terrified.
Did you act like him while you were talking to him?
I didn't the first time. But the third time, I took the reins and I did the hand gestures, and he actually followed my cue. It was hilarious. And then because he didn't remember me from the first time. I mean, he did. He recognized my look, but he says, "No, what's your name again?" I said, "Well, Scotty Idol." And he went, "Oh, okay then." So as time went on, I got a little more bold.
Right.
But it's pretty cool.
I feel like maybe I'm mistaken, but in my mind, I feel like it's a pretty niche thing to want to book a Billy Idol impersonator. So what's your clientele like, and what kind of gigs are you doing?
You're right. It is a very niche thing. It's very interesting. The last several years have led me to do weddings, white weddings.
Of course.
No, weddings, receptions. I've had people that are just big fans of his that will hire me for private birthday parties, bachelorette parties, wine parties at wineries. And the biggest feather in the cap last year was I did local community theater. They did The Wedding Singer. I don't know if you're familiar with the movie with Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Okay, so Billy Idol in the film had a cameo role.
On the plane. We were just talking about that, yeah.
Yes. So there is a musical play version of that movie called The Wedding Singer. And it was the 20-year anniversary of the movie last year. I found out from a friend that they were going to do a play in the Bay Area, a musical, The Wedding Singer, and they needed a Billy Idol impersonator. And I said, well, I'm going to go down there, and that part's mine. So I dressed up in my outfit, and I kid you not, the director, I was there 10 minutes, and the director said, yeah, you're it.
That's
so anyway,
awesome.
I got to be Billy Idol in the musical. So to be honest, this adventure has led me to do artistic things, even though it's a niche. There are lots of people out there that adore Billy Idol, adore The Wedding Singer, and so, believe it or not, there are situations where Billy is needed.
Tell me a little bit more about.
So the good news is.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh,
yeah.
I was just curious. Was a little bit more about, other than Billy Idol. There's just a bit of a lag. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
sure.
Other than being Billy Idol, I mean, what's Scotty like? What when you're not Billy Idol, what do you do?
I've owned a barber salon studio for 25 years.
Oh, wow.
So I've been an artisan for many years. I've been an artist of sorts, and I love music. I love dance. And my shop is very decorated in a very kind of artsy way. So it's just, I'm kind of one of these, eclectic artist types that really pursues many different avenues: music, dance, theater, counseling people, doing hair, doing displays. It's just in my DNA. So this thing is just an added thing.
That's so
But
cool.
yeah, it's been very fulfilling and exciting. And, I can't wait to get back out there when all this other isolation stuff settles down in our world.
No
Get
kidding.
back to Las Vegas. Yeah, back to Las Vegas. I can't wait. So it's cool because I have my own, how can I put it? There's the real Billy Idol, but when I go to Vegas to see him and I'm in the audience or whatever, I have my own following now, because if they can't get to the real Billy, I'm the next best thing. So, it's like, I'll take it. Sloppy seconds, no problem. It's all good. I'm back to Billy again. It's like, I'll take a picture with you for free as long as you buy me a drink.
So,
and I do. I get paid in drinks. I'm going to be honest. I like my wine. I like my beer. I get paid in drinks.
Right.
So life is good.
That's awesome. So, I mean, I feel like I've always wanted to talk to an impersonator. It's such an interesting lifestyle. I could talk to you forever, but instead I'm going to let you go. But I'm just curious. I'm going to plug your website in case anyone wants to hire the officially Blink-155 endorsed Billy Idol impersonator. Absolutely. Anything else that you want to plug? You want people to check out? I mean, I guess you must be screwed if no one can go get their haircut right now.
Exactly. Exactly. Completely 100% screwed, dude. That's right. Yeah. No, I'm afraid. So, and everybody in California, everybody here, it's around the world, well, around the country here in the United States, has to apply for unemployment,
right?
Just to kind of help keep their bills paid. It's been 6 weeks and I haven't seen a single dollar, so
damn,
it's back to the drinking. So
no,
it's all good. No. I'm just kidding, but it's funny. It's pretty serious,
I guess, and
so I don't know. And
that is the thing that's being hit the most hard is the barbers, right? I mean, that's something that you hear all the time. Do you have any advice for people cutting their hair at home?
Buy a lot of hats, buy a lot of caps, and get used to the mullet look. It's called the white trash look with the baseball cap and the long hair.
Right.
Get comfortable with it for a few months. Get in tune with your inner white trash kind of persona. Own it, enjoy it, and then you can go back to being civil. So I know that's very un-PC, but hey.
Just blame it on the Billy Idol.
So I hope all that doesn't get edited. Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Amazing.
I fucking really appreciate that.
Yeah. So I mean, is there any? I guess you're not cutting hair right now. Is there anything else you want to plug? You want people to check out?
Well, let's see. Unfortunately, there's nothing for me to really plug right now, so to speak.
Yeah.
Again, dancing with myself, No, but I'm happy for you. I think your podcast is great. I did my own research, and I hope it's fantastic what you're doing. Researching all the songs, and it's just a great concept, and you're a great interviewer, and I think the whole thing's great. So
thank you so much, and thanks for stopping by. And if you don't mind, I'd like to say goodbye to Billy as well. So thanks also to Billy for stopping by.
Oh, no problem, Josiah. It's been a brilliant fucking pleasure. What can I say? Look me up anytime, and we'll go out and party with the girls when the isolation's over. You know what I'm saying? No 6 feet distancing then.
Dancing with myself, dancing with myself. Well, there's nothing to lose and there's nothing to prove. I'm dancing with myself.
I've looked all over the world, and there's every type of girl, but your empty eyes seem to pass me by, leave me dancing with myself. So let's sink on another drink, 'cause it'll give me time to think. If I had the chance to ask the world to dance, and I'd be dancing with myself. Oh, dancing with myself. Oh, dancing with myself. Oh, there's nothing to lose and there's nothing to prove. I'm a dancing with myself. Oh.